Darren Ravel with Collect TV here with a very special guest. It's Matt Dennish, the 39-year-old teacher from York, Pennsylvania, who came in third place and was the #1 fan in Fanatics Games. It's been a whirlwind couple days. Matt, you competed. I think at one point you were second, sandwiched in between Tom Brady and Eli Manning. And held on for third place, and then came back to New York after you competed on Friday. What has the last 72 hours been for you?
Oh, just a lot of thinking, a lot of conversations with other people, asking questions like, what do I even do with this?
Well, you put it on your damn resume. That's what you do.
I kind of came up here thinking um, under the radar, no one's really going to find out I did this, and next thing you know, here we are. So it's been fun.
Okay, so you did a really cool video being one of the 50 fans. There were 50 fans and 50 athletes.
Yeah.
You did you now, as soon as I saw you sandwiched in between Tom Brady and Eli Manning on the standings, I
Hmm.
was like, all right, this guy couldn't have come out of nowhere. Did a little crack research, found out you were a pretty big time runner. You told me you ran a 408 mile your freshman year in college, and seemingly all around great athlete. But let me ask you this. Six of the top 10 that
Right.
finished were
Yep.
fans.
Mhm.
What does that suggest about our greatest athletes?
um, it could say more about maybe the selection of activities. Just being skill based. I think that really helped out a lot with some of us average Joes who aren't in like tip top shape anymore. Not having to really like show power and speed or anything crazy like that. But of course, Tom Brady being the guy he is, of course, rises to the top.
Yeah, Kevin Durant sure can't play hockey, and Joe Burrow cannot throw a baseball. I'm sorry to Joe for putting that out. I mean, I guess he's just throwing it like a football, which like makes sense. These guys are very specialized at this point in their life. Why would they do anything else? It's what makes them money. How much have you shot hoops, shot a hockey puck, done all the things that were the skills that you did well on?
So shooting hoops, I still play basketball. I help out coaching at a nearby high school. My good buddy is the head coach, and then he asked me a few years ago to help him out. So I'm definitely in the gym, still playing some hoops, running up and down the court. As far as the other stuff, every now and then, maybe once, twice a year, throwing a baseball, football in the backyard with some family members. Hockey, I don't think I ever tried to lift a puck up in the air in my life. So that one got me. That is not easy. Um, but yeah, it's a little bit here and there. Growing up, during through high school and everything, I was always one just kind of pick skills up pretty quickly and kind of known for being the guy who can always do a little bit of everything. That's what kind of helped me out this weekend.
You were #1 in baseball, scoring 80 points. Does that surprise you?
Oh, absolutely. I could not repeat that performance. Um, I went out there, he had 6 pitches, and I was looking just, okay, I know I can hit the strike zone. It looked really large, the strike zone, but up on a mound, I did not practice that. I did have a few days of practice leading up to the event. They told me on Sunday night that I was going to be doing this on Friday. So I had about 3 days. And just being up on that mound, throwing downhill, got 2 warm up throws, luckily. And I think I missed one of those. I did miss one of those. And then my goal was just getting the strike zone. And when my first one was right down the middle, hit a 1. I was like, okay. And then my next one, I believe, was a 5. Then I hit a 3, and then I just 5, 5, 5.
The
And
the the, cor the corners were five, anything in
it,
between was three, and a strike was actually one.
right. And I was not, I will tell you, I'll be honest, I was not aiming at the corners. I was just trying to hit the strike zone, and it ended up in the right spots.
And then golf turned out pretty well for you because you've been getting yourself down to a two handicap.
Correct. Yeah, the golf, I was a little disappointed how I ended up. It was, having to pick a club. You did get two shots to warm up, and I picked a pitching wedge, but it was a 105 yards, Oakmont, hole 16, uphill, and slope green. So I tried to put a little slice on it to put it into the uphill to kind of have it hold, because if it rolls off, it's no good. So I was able to do that. It did put a little too much spin on two of them and just came up short on the green. Um, but if you got within 15 feet, you did get an extra point. So I put three on. One was an extra point for 4 out of 10, 40 points on that event. And looking back on the board, there's, I guess, golf, they do say, is one of the toughest skills. So there were not too many that did well with their golf score.
It legitimately feels like you're still really disappointed, which I love.
I guess that's what happens with true competitors. But yeah, also with that golf, it was the last event. So when I was scoreboard watching on Saturday, which I told myself I wasn't going to do.
Yeah, you told me you were going to go out and play golf. You
So
didn't?
I do have a screen in my garage and a hitting net, or a mat to hit off of. So I was, every like 20, 30 minutes, I go out to the garage and just pound a few balls, take out the stress. So I was doing that, but then, like, as far as watching the leaderboard, seeing those guys where they're at, I'm like, this guy's close, but he's got golf. Hopefully this guy can't golf. But then, unfortunately, the MMA guy that passed me and got second, he put up 60 on golf, and that was the 20-point difference that
Oh.
surpassed.
All right, so we got on and we said, what can we do with this? Where do we go from here? Are we like the Randy Quaid character? I think his name was Jim Morris, who's the former pitcher, came back, was a teacher, and then played some major leagues. Where are we going? Are you going to try out for the Tampa Bay Rays? Are you going to try to get on the PGA Tour? Where, if there is a story here of continuing, where is it?
I think Jamie Moyer, I'm a Phillies fan. I think he ended up pitching for the Phillies around 47 years old. Um, but I don't think my arm still has that in me. Golf would be the ideal situation. 50 years old is the senior tour. Maybe I'll 11 years from now make a push towards that. But yeah, just still having fun with the sports. I'm in the profession of education, and fortunately, I get to talk to kids about fitness and everything along those lines. So just having the ability to say, lifelong activity, like how it can pay off and why it's important to stay in shape and still have fun with it. And this weekend allowed me to be a kid and go back and
What
do.
do you teach? Do you teach
So
gym?
I'm a health phys ed certified teacher, K through 12, but the last about 6 or 7 years, I've been in the health classroom. So
Got it.
yeah.
What's the school going to do?
Um, I have not made an attempt to look at social media. I've only looked at my text messages in the 30 minutes of downtime I had between getting back at 9 o'clock from dinner and this talk here. So I'm a little worried. I know there's stuff out there, students and people saying things. I'm a little worried.
So have you thought about like how this will impact your daily life at all?
So I think we talked about this before, and it was in the video. I hit a half court shot a year ago at a Sixers game, the last game of their season. And going back from that kind of went viral on social media, and that's how kids, socialize with each other. And they all saw it, and I just had people giving me looks down the hallway, students I've never talked to or ever came across ever. And, they're just looking at me like, oh, that's the guy who made the shot. I'm like, yeah, I'm a teacher in your school. Uh, that was a lot, but that lasted about a week. And every now and then I'll get a kid to be like, hey, you did a cool thing a year ago or something like that. But this, I feel like, might stretch on a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think so. All right, let's talk about the prize.
Yeah,
Would you have, if you came in second place, the Ferrari or $400,000?
definitely the cash. Yeah.
Okay, you're what, 6'6"?
Yeah. Would not fit in that Ferrari.
Okay, so definitely yeah, Kevin Hart fit in that Ferrari. And then the second one is okay, so you now have the 2003-04 LeBron rookie chrome refractor,
Yeah.
$250,000. Brady offers the 250,000. Now tell the truth. Did you know of the offer before?
Absolutely not.
You did not.
I did not. I kept having people ask, "You think he'll offer you the million? You think he'll give you something?" And it never crossed my mind. I didn't know they were going to have a big event celebration like that at all. And they just told me I was going to go up on stage for a little bit. I was like, okay. I didn't realize everyone else was up there. So he did backstage before going out ask me if I was a collector, and I said no. So I think right then he was kind of setting me up to just make sure that he could take that off my hands.
That was awesome. Was the cash that Michael Rubin gave you in that presentation, was it real cash?
It was.
Wow. Okay, so what happened? You got 250,000. What do you get? A Brady signed jersey and something else?
I believe, was it a card? Was
And a
mentioned as well.
Brady signed card, right? So he gives
Yes.
you the cash, counts out the 250,000, then you're staring at 250,000. I assume that you gave it back and they're going to wire you some money because that would not have been a great situation.
Um, I don't know how much I want to go into this, but um, they told me they were going to get security to take me out to my car with the cash. And after some conversations and talking to different people, we came across the idea that that was not good. They were going to pull my car around back into the security.
No, no, no. Come on,
So
no.
after
Okay.
some conversations, figuring out what was best, they got the
I'm glad they decided that.
yeah. So there's a wire transfer. I've gotten many contacts now for different people who are going to be connected with me and
Yeah.
deal with all.
Yeah, Michael Rubin's good for it.
He is absolutely. I had some people like, oh, can you trust these people? I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yes, yes,
everything
yes.
down ESPN right now. So,
Well,
um,
listen, it's been an amazing journey. I guess this is what we hoped for when we thought of the Fanatics games, pros versus Joes. Uh, I don't mean to make you sad, but I would have loved if you beat Tom Brady. But this is just as good. Just awesome to see you, a good guy, and great to know you over the last couple of days, and really happy for you.
I almost got him to sign my Eagles hat that I had up on stage as well. It gave me enough, so I appreciate it all.